Have you ever thought that you're meant for something bigger? You have ideas. You have plans. You even see a clear picture of your future in your mind. And yet, days pass, weeks pass, sometimes even years pass. And somehow, you haven't really moved forward at all. You imagine yourself succeeding, building something meaningful, living the life you promised yourself. But when it's time to start, you suddenly feel tired. You open YouTube, you check Instagram, you watch just one more video, and then you tell yourself, I'll start tomorrow. But tomorrow comes, and you're still standing in the exact same place. Sound familiar? Because if it does, this video might be exactly what you need right now. Here's the scary part most people never realize. You might think you're lazy. But what if you're not? What if the real problem isn't laziness, but something much deeper? Because here's something surprising. Many of the most ambitious people struggle with procrastination. People who love learning, read books, listen to podcasts, buy courses, make plans. But when it's time to do the real work, they hesitate, they delay, they avoid it. Not because they don't care, but because their brain is trying to protect them. Most people think procrastination means you lack discipline. That's not true. Procrastination is often a stress response. Your brain sees a big goal and translates it like this. This is huge. This will take forever. You might fail. This could be painful. So instead of risking failure, your brain chooses safety. And what feels safe? Comfort, entertainment, easy wins. That's why scrolling feels easier than starting. Not because you're weak, because your brain prefers certainty over discomfort. And here's the real irony. Sometimes the bigger your dream is, the harder it becomes to start. Not because you don't want it, but because it feels too far away from where you are today. Too many steps, too little energy, too much pressure. But here's the good news. You don't need extreme motivation. You don't need superhuman discipline. You don't need a complete life reset. You just need a better starting system. And today I'm going to share 3 small strategies that can completely change how you take action every day. Strategy 1. Shrink the mission. Make the goal smaller than your resistance. You've probably heard this before. Rome wasn't built in a day. So why do we expect ourselves to write a book in a month? Learn a language in 60 days? Build a business in 6 months? Your brain hates vague and overwhelming goals. If you say, I'm going to write a book, your brain hears, this will take 2 years. You're not ready. You don't have time. What if it's bad? So what happens? You open Netflix instead. Here's the smarter approach. Make the starting action almost ridiculously small. Instead of write a book, give it a try. Write 1 sentence per day. Instead of learn Spanish, give it a try. Learn 3 new words. Instead of read 50 pages, give it a try. Read 2 pages, and it sounds almost too simple, maybe even stupid. But this is where momentum starts, because starting removes fear. Think about this. You can't build a skyscraper when your hands are too lazy to lay the first bricks. Small actions calm your nervous system. They tell your brain, this is safe, this is manageable. We can do this. And here's something interesting. Once you start, you rarely stop at the minimum. One sentence becomes 10, 2 pages become 15, 3 words become a short lesson. Because starting is the hardest part. After that, momentum takes over. Now here's the second mistake people make. They rely on motivation. But motivation is unreliable, and that's where strategy number 2 changes everything. Strategy 2. Make action automatic. Build systems instead of relying on willpower. Here's something productivity researcher Daniel Pink often emphasizes. Willpower is limited. You can't depend on it all day. Successful people aren't always more disciplined. They just design better environments. They remove friction. They make good actions easier than bad ones. You don't need more motivation. You need fewer obstacles. Let me give you a few examples to make it easier to understand. If you want to exercise in the morning, don't depend on motivation. Prepare your environment. Put your workout clothes next to your bed. If you want to start working faster, don't open your laptop to distractions. Open it to your task list. If you want to drink more water, keep a full bottle on your desk at all times. Make starting effortless, because every extra step reduces action. If your guitar is inside a case, inside a closet, inside another room, you probably won't practice. But if it's on a stand next to your desk, you'll pick it up. Environment shapes behavior more than motivation does. Make good habits obvious. Make bad habits inconvenient. Action becomes easier. Consistency becomes natural. And now we come to my favorite strategy, because this one alone has helped thousands of people escape procrastination. Strategy 3, the 3-minute rule. Use the 3-minute rule to defeat resistance. This idea was popularized by Charles Duhigg in The Power of Habit. The concept is simple. Any habit you want to build, reduce it to something you can start in 3 minutes or less. Want to read? Read 1 paragraph. Want to clean? Clean 1 small surface. Want to write? Write 50 words. Want to study? Review 1 concept. The goal is not progress. The goal is initiation. Because resistance only exists before you begin. Once you start, resistance drops. Your brain realizes this isn't that bad, and continuing becomes easier. I actually tested this myself. A few years ago, I wanted to start sharing ideas online. But everything felt complicated. Script writing, recording, graphic design, editing, publishing. It felt overwhelming. So I made a simple rule. Write just 200 words per day. That's it. Some days I stopped there. Some days I wrote 1,000 words. But I never broke the rule. And slowly, those small writings turned into ideas. Those ideas turned into scripts. Those scripts turned into videos. And those videos eventually became this channel. Not overnight. Not from one big breakthrough, but from hundreds of small starts. So, if you're wondering, can small actions really create big success? Here's the honest answer. Yes. Because strength is built 1 rep at a time. Habits are built 1 day at a time. Confidence is built 1 action at a time. Success isn't 1 giant leap. It's thousands of small steps in the right direction. Every time you start, even for 3 minutes. You are training your identity. You're proving to yourself, I am someone who takes action. Now let's talk about something most people ignore: rewards. Here's a powerful trick behavioral scientists often recommend. Reward yourself immediately after starting. Your brain loves dopamine. You can use that to your advantage. Examples: after writing your first paragraph, drink your favorite tea. After organizing your desk, watch a 10-minute video guilt-free. After finishing your small task, listen to your favorite song. When your brain connects action with reward, it starts wanting to repeat the behavior. You're literally rewiring your habit loop. Action to reward to repeat. That's how consistency is built. I know many of you watching this have big dreams. Starting a small business, improving your skills, getting in shape, becoming more confident. But maybe you've started before and stopped, started again, and stopped again. And after a while, you start thinking, maybe I'm not talented enough. Maybe I'm not disciplined enough. Maybe this just isn't for me. But here's the truth. Most people don't fail because they can't do it. They fail because they expect too much too early. They try to perform at chapter 20 while still being at chapter 1. And when reality doesn't match expectations, they quit. But think about this. When we were children, how did we learn to walk? We fell constantly. We fell 50 times, maybe 100 times. But no child ever thought, maybe walking isn't my thing. So why as adults do we fear being beginners? Why do we fear being slow? Why do we fear being imperfect? Failure isn't the opposite of progress. Quitting is. Moving slowly still counts. Moving imperfectly still counts. Moving consistently matters more than moving fast. Persistence beats perfection, always. So here's what I want you to remember. Don't wait for motivation. Don't wait for free time. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Because there is no perfect moment. There is only the moment you decide to start. Because if you don't start now, 1 month from now, 6 months from now, 2 years from now, you'll likely still be in the same place, just with more regret. And regret is heavier than effort. So here's a small challenge for you. Right after this video, don't just leave. Don't just say that was interesting. Take action. Comment below, what is one goal you want to achieve? And what is the smallest 3-minute action you can start today? Make it simple. Make it realistic. Make it immediate. I'll read the comments and reply to some of you. And if this video helped you think differently about procrastination, hit like so more people can find it. Share it with someone who keeps saying, I'll start someday. And if you want more videos about building discipline, improving your mindset, and creating long-term success, please subscribe and hit the bell icon. Because the next video might be exactly what you need next. And remember this, you don't need a perfect plan. You don't need perfect energy. You just need to start small and start today. Because the best time to begin is not tomorrow. It's right now. Thank you for watching the video. I'm Bean Capital. I'll see you in the next one.